All right, let's play some Stanley Parable and drink some coffee. Man, do I need some. What's on the USB? We'll check that out later. Yeah. Yeah, okay, so did anyone watch Bikeman play it? Did he like it? You need an actual video switcher at the unboxing area to plug multiple cameras in and then turns into a single video streamer, or single video signal for your streaming PC. Well, that's an interesting idea. Can you do that? I don't think you can. I don't know how that would even work. Wait, please. Why have I never seen this before? What is this? Okay. Which of the two made-up words below is most appealing to you? Occuboinkle or scrumtush? Oh man, these are... I'd say I'm about 13% scrumtush. Yes, it is. No. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So I think the last thing we were doing... Oh no! Wait, Oh no. How do I get back to the... I guess we have to go to the new content. Okay. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I gotta get the bucket.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign.
I did.
Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Okay. Will I be playing Song of Conquest? Yes, eventually. I'll be checking it out.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
I still can't get over the fact that I feel like this is one big Overwatch joke that they didn't even mean to make. But here we are. Okay, 1 second. All right.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Hey,
Now, to be
Paolo, what's
clear,
up, buddy?
I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it.
Okay.
I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific. Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Okay, this is where we haven't been yet. We pretty much came here and explored like all of this area. Except here.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
I will. Hey, Cohh, quick heads up. It looks like people are losing their King Arthur saves and are getting low FPS drops now. Oh God, what did they do? What does the update do? Is it a good up? Is it a big update?
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2. Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game?
No, Dos, don't worry
That
about
really
it.
should be an award if it isn't already.
Easel says, did you abandon Grim Dawn? No, I finished the main story, which is exactly what my goal was. I will probably do the DLCs at a future time. But no, my goal was to beat it, and I beat it. Mithrandir Who with the 5 sub bomb. Thank you, buddy. Thank you so much. That's right, Multiple 10. I appreciate that. We also have Pala. Have I ever heard of the Horizon mod for Fallout 4? No, but that could be cool. Does it keep all the base content? May have to look into that. Thank you. Thank you very much. Where do we go now? We already did the infinite hole. We don't have any jumps remaining. What's up here? Exit. Okay.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think?
You do.
Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the All right, have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
I think. Am I? Yes, let's go.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay, are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2." Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Wow. You gonna play the new AI the Somnium Files? Hell yeah, I am. Am I done with Chaos Gate? No. We'll be doing that in the afternoon in Cozy Streams after Arthur. It's really good. I like it. Oh, wait, what?
This is the story of...
Is that the ending? Wait, there's balloons now. Is that the...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, bucket.
Stanley picked up the bucket. Stanley clung the bucket to his cheek. Could his co-workers really all be gone?
Is a porno mag behind you? What? Oh, there isn't. What are you talking-
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Where was that thing? I think it was this way.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Brawler, thank you for the 5 bomb. Mithrandir, who with the 5 bomb as well, guys. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you, thank you. Really do appreciate it.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be. Truly, being here with the bucket was a grand adventure. Stanley reflected on all they'd been through together. First, walking through the door on the right, then walking to the lounge, then arriving at the lounge. What a thrilling journey the bucket had inspired.
Thank you, Belv, too, with the 5 bomb. The bucket is inspiring gift bombs.
Perhaps this was where the bucket
is
felt
love,
most
bucket is
truly
life.
at home. Here in the employee lounge. Perhaps it's the only place a bucket can even feel at home.
Maybe so. It's a bucket full of subs. It is a sub bucket. That's right. Absolutely right. It's amazing. A Twitch streamer's dream.
Stanley decided to just give the bucket absolutely as much time as it needed to be in the lounge. Clearly, the bucket and the employee lounge shared a special connection.
Ha! I love it, Multiped. Okay, I think we're good. Bithrendir Who with the $20 tip to the mod team, and they say for the real heroes of the channel. Thank you, bud.
But finally, the bucket was done being in the lounge, and they took the first open door on their left to get back to business.
Where was the area that said no buckets past this point?
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
It's we jump over here, right? Yeah, okay.
Good, said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk.
Okay, now I have
But
to.
Stanley chose not to
Hold on.
think
We're
about
gonna
this
do that again.
obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
I will jump off and we're going to go to the other room for sure, but I want to see if this
In
goes.
here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
I don't see a dark room. I see a lit. Weird. Oh, that dark room. Fair. That's fair. Alex, thanks for buying a hoodie, bud. Appreciate it.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Yes.
Pick up the phone and it will take us back home where we can go about life together.
I will do this bucket.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
Oh my god, I can do stuff now? I think this is different. Hello, Stanley. It's me, your bucket. Press Y to take me to work with you.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
Get me back home with you. Oh.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
It's you to go back to work. Y-O-U.
Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think. It can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
X?
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
U-X-F. To ignore anyone in your life except for me.
It's sad, but I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley? Press C to go back home.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
Press X to relive this same day with me over and over.
Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
Press G to go home to work to home to work to home.
Oh no.
I'm having feelings for the bucket. No, 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 no. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes, the bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation.
Matt, thanks for getting something off our store. Appreciate it, bud.
Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now. Give it, or I'll...
My precious. Oh my God, dude, was that the thing? I think that was.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Is that what it's like being your kid? Yes.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
Nice.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was it? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No, said the bucket. Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good, said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked. No, stop. Look there on the wall, you see? There's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point." Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
Oh my God.
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket? Correct. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket. Item 2. Is this a bucket? Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Obviously. I mean, come on now.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Correct.
This is a bucket. Item 4. Is this a bucket?
Applause, please.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one.
Okay, this game is buggy.
Is this a bucket? Correct. This is a bucket.
All right, cool. We're good.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
No.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha. Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere. Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something, and therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket? You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely. Okay, here we go.
What?
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets.
Oh, Chad is definitely a bucket.
And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you
100%.
run into anyone
Cat is a
else,
bucket.
maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
You think, therefore you... bucket.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply... The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
Am I a bucket? Oh, God, no. Of course not.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt
Am I
the
sure?
bucket
Oh,
calling to him,
yeah,
telling
yeah.
him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it
I'm
was.
bucket sure.
Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was it? No, never mind.
All the mods are
bucket
buckets,
was
though, if
wrong.
that helps.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.